Happy call. Today is Wednesday, October 7th, 2015. I am your host today, Nicole Ambrose. Coach Lauren is in town in Alabama, so hopefully she's having a good time visiting with family. So I'm going to be leading you guys today. I have a couple things I want to talk about. First and foremost is Super Saturday for about a week and a half, but hopefully everybody is going to be going to one near them. Ours is in Springfield. Are any of the Maryland people going to be going? Raise your hand if you're going to go. Yay, Joe's going. Okay. I'm not sure where it is to you, but maybe she's going. And Laura's a maybe, I know. So really try to go if you can. It's so inspiring. There's a big long video from corporate. They usually release something. It's fun. There's prize giveaways. You get to do a workout, and you get to hear some really inspirational stories. So I would definitely recommend it. Let me think. Oh, the other thing I talked about was the October Dash. And I know some of you were, looking for teams. If you're not on a team yet, that's okay. Your points start from earlier. So if you get any Success Club points and you're not on a team yet, don't worry, those will still count. If you still don't have a team, I encourage you to post something out there in the group saying, hey, I'm looking for people. We have a group of extraordinary women, and there are people that will go out of their way. There's people that will come out of the woodwork too, and that might be like, hey, I don't have a team either. Awesome. They might think they're the only person. So this was just something that we created to kind of inspire you guys on this month that can, October can be a little slow. People are gearing up for the holidays. They just went back to school. Nobody really wants to commit to anything. That's to pull those people out is by doing those 3 vital behaviors and inviting. And what better way to inspire you to do that than to give you some incentives. So that was the whole idea behind it. Asking you to do the challenge group was something that just gave you a goal and something to invite to. So, how can you invite people if you don't have something to invite to? We had our group set up for October 5th, and not everybody's doing the 21-day fix group. Some of you are newer, so that was the idea behind that. Don't stress about it. Don't too much. Just go with it, and just invite. Just concentrate on inviting people to it. And it doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be all correct, and it doesn't have to be the best group ever. Just invite. And the more you invite, yes, the more no's, but also the more yeses. So think of it that way. So that's key for this month. So please try to get in a group if you haven't yet. And if you are really struggling, go to your upline coach and ask them about it. Just say, I really want to be in a group, but I don't have anyone, and they can help you. Okay? So I guess the only other thing I really wanted to talk about, some of you might have seen my post in the NC Fit Club page, but I kind of I got on the NC Fit Club call last night. And for those of you who aren't familiar, that's our parent company. Lauren, who started our team, is under someone who's under Todd Midget, who's the creator of the NC Fit Club. So I, have been struggling lately with juggling my family. I'm still at home, but my kids went back to school, and that's, I'm excited for the 3 hours a couple times a week, which is great, but it's so quickly. So I've been struggling with balancing and shifting my schedule, and that always throws me off with this opportunity, with being a coach. So I got on the call, and Todd just said the right things. He was talking about leadership, and he was talking about going back to the basics. And it all stemmed from Brisette's call on Monday, which if you haven't listened to it, I would definitely plug into it. It's about, she talks about how, she lost her way for a while, and she was a top coach. And I don't know the whole story. She doesn't go into detail, but she still is. She's a Star Diamond. She just got that back, got to that rank a couple weeks ago. And she was talking about how she discovered after years of being in this business that what she was missing was personal development. And for me, that is something that I always cut if I have to cut something. And I know I'm not supposed to, and I know that all the higher up coaches say don't cut your personal development. But I always do. And I find myself focusing on the little things like, oh, wow, she did that group. Oh, I don't have enough groups going on. I should come up with something new. My picture isn't perfect for, this chat. I have to have the perfect post and it has to say the right thing. And I realized that that's what I've been focusing on lately, without even realizing it. And when Todd was talking yesterday in the meeting, he touched on going back to the basics. And one of those is personal development, but the other two are being proof of the product and inviting. And what I realized is that Monday and Tuesday, I didn't work out. It got pushed and pushed. I couldn't get out of bed and I just didn't do it. Those were 2 out of the 3 things I wasn't doing. And I wasn't inviting. So 2 out of the 3 things basically that I wasn't. And guess what? My business wasn't going anywhere. So it really everything centers around those 3 vital behaviors. And I want you guys to all go to the MC Fit Club page. And if you're not on it currently, ask your upline coach to add you. His call was really powerful. I think it might have been 45 minutes. And he talked a lot and he said a lot of things. And I just think it would be beneficial for everyone to hear. And it kind of gave me like a restart. And I basically hit the restart button on myself. And I woke up this morning and I did my workout, drank my shake. I was really productive today, not only in that aspect, but I weeded outside. I cleaned out toys. I did a lot of things that I might not have done. Just starting my day off with those things. And I actually ordered 2 books last night and I wanted to share them with you. You Are a Badass. Excuse my language. But I just think this says how to stop doubting your greatness and start living an awesome life. And I think one of the things I still struggle with is believing in what I believe and believing that other people could believe it too, if that makes any sense. So I thought it would help me. And I started it tonight. And so far it's good. She says a lot of bad words, which doesn't bother me, but if you do. And then another thing Todd talked about on the call was what Becky Brissett, people she spoke about that she listens to because she does a lot of audio, is Brian Tracy. And I didn't know him necessarily, but if you've heard of him, I looked him up and this is what he does, basically motivates people. And he has a bunch of books. I picked The Power of Self-Discipline. No excuses, because I feel like sometimes those excuses get into my head and I have trouble now. And the cool thing about this one is that it focuses on self-discipline with personal success in business, and then self-discipline and the good life. So it touches on a couple different aspects of your life, not just this business, because those things are just as important and you need to learn how to balance them. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to be successful with the business if all you're doing is the business, or if you're not doing it at all. So you need to learn to balance it. And I think, I have an issue sometimes with getting out of bed, and that's why I was like, I need a little bit more self-discipline. So I'm hoping this will help. But I kind of, jump-started, and I'm going to make it a priority to read. Todd talks about on this call that, a lot of these books, audio, are a lot. Go get, the audio CDs and listen to them that way. I listen to a lot of podcasts and train things on YouTube on my phone, but I'm not in the car necessarily a lot. So, I don't have long commute. So I didn't want to go that route, but that is definitely an option. And he also touched on the 10 qualities of a leader from, I'm not sure what it's from, but he went over them, and I'll touch on them real quick for you. A leader does more than anyone else. So a leader is someone who is constantly going above and beyond. A leader pursues change. So you can't be scared of change. A leader can communicate vision in the eyes of others and lead or call them to action. Or a leader is confident and knows their business. Number 5, a leader owns it. Their business, their lives, their attitude, their posture. Number 6, a leader has absolute confidence in their sweet spot. So, he touches on this for a while, but sweet spot. Sharing your story is your sweet spot. For Todd, it's leading those inspiring people. Find out what that is and own it. A leader, number 7, a leader has absolute confidence in their social style, their strengths and weaknesses, and they look in the mirror and know exactly what they are. Number 8, a leader gets it, the whole story, the end game, and where they are going and how they're going to get there. Not sure I have that figured out yet either, but number 9, a leader they are willing to mentor and be mentored, and that's important too. That goes along with change and being able to take constructive criticism and make adjustments. You're constantly changing. And finally, number 10 is the 4 characteristics of a leader: laser focus, humility, integrity, and even though I named them for you, he goes over them in more detail and he gives more examples. So I listen to that part of his call, but I just wanted you guys to hear them. Basically what this is saying is that a leader is confident and knows where they need to go and knows what they want and is not afraid to get it. And we can all be leaders. That's what we do. We lead our customers. And I think that each one of and sometimes it gets, pushed away by the fears we have, or, looking at other people's Facebook and comparing yourself to others and worrying about things. And at the end of the day, nobody cares that much. If somebody is really upset with you talking to them, then they'll tell you. So why don't you tell them what you're really passionate about? It goes both ways. And I guess I feel like that call yesterday really spoke and showed me that I can be a leader, and it kind of explained what I need to do. It made it more clear for me. And what he definitely goes back to are those 3 vital behaviors. So I know you guys have heard of it time. In the midst of all the things you're doing, your job, your business, all the things you're even just doing in your business, to be a proof of the product. That is important. You have to be an example for your customers. And invite. If you aren't inviting, people are not going to come up to you. Maybe 2% of the people. You need to invite them. Chances are a lot of them have been watching you and you don't even know it. And 3, you got to do your personal development. It's going to keep you strong, and it's going to keep you motivated, and it's going to just make you a better person in all aspects of your life. And that's one of the things that I really love about this opportunity in this business, is that I feel like I've changed so much as a person, but I still have so far to go. So it's really cool to see people grow and learn about themselves and help others. So anyway, I guess I kind of rambled there, but I would really encourage you all to go to the NC Fit Club coaches page and check out Todd's call and listen to it, and take some notes, and wake up tomorrow, or whenever you watch it. I would encourage you to watch it by Sunday. Pick a day, watch it, and draw a line in the sand and decide what kind of coach you want to be, and just remember to let all the extra stuff go and don't stress about it, and just go back to the basics. I hope that helps. I want to open it up now to any questions or anything you want to touch on in that topic before we move on. Oh, Andrea says The Energy Bus is another great book. Awesome. I've never even heard of that, but I trust you. Does anybody else feel like they're in a rut right now? Like they don't, Summer Tucker has been raving over it. Okay, well, that's good enough for me. So Summer Tucker's probably read a lot of personal development books in her career. So, yeah.
Nicole?
Yes.
It's Laura. I was just going to say, I don't know if the other people on here go to the NC Fit Club team calls every week, but I either am on them or listen to them, and I find them really, really helpful. So I don't like the idea of being committed like every night to a team call. That's why I end up listening. But if you're not taking advantage of that, I would suggest start taking advantage of it, because I feel like Todd provides a very different leadership style than Lauren does, and it's a nice balance getting both of them.
I agree. It is different. And I don't even know exactly how it is different, but like there's things that Lauren does that help me so much in one aspect that Todd helped me in another aspect. And yeah, Todd has changed so much in the past since Summit. I feel like he how he wanted to lead his team, and he's just become an even better leader than he already was. And he's helped so much. So you are able to listen to the calls while you're on your way to work or check them out sometime. You don't have to listen to them live, but they do a great job. And there's always opportunities to ask questions like with our team. So if there's, that's why I like to listen to them live in case I come up with something. But yeah, I agree. Anyone else have they want to talk about? Something that you're stuck on or you're feeling about?
I'm just saying that I am feeling the same exact way you are. Like I was like so gung-ho since Summit. I was on such a good roll. And then I don't know what happened like the past month, but I've just sort of like, I've let those 3 things go, which I've been so steadily consistent about. And I'm like, but I feel it like slipping away, you know, just starting to over like the past couple weeks. And I'm like, all right, I like, totally agree with you. Like what you said earlier today, I was like, we have to just get back to those like 3 basics, you know, the basics, and get back to those 3 vital behaviors, because that is all I did. Like when I got back from Summit, and and it just completely changed my business. It really did. Like just being consistent with those things. And like, I can't even, like my business like quadrupled, I think, like in those like couple months, you know, just really doing it every single day. And I've been like, oh, well, I don't have time for personal development this morning, but I'm going to get my workout in. And like, you know, just like slowly over the past couple weeks, I felt those things slipping, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. I just don't want to get to that point because I know where I'm headed. And so I'm like, I'm changing this right now. So I'm back to doing all my things I need to. So
That's great. I think it's really common in this business to go through cycles. And I think that, you know, some people, sometimes you feel like, oh gosh, every day I got to do this, got to do that. That's why these basics are something you should do every day. Invite 3 people. That is really simple. Like you can just invite people. I don't want to say it's really simple, but don't think of it as I got to invite 20 people, I got to invite 30 people. Just think 3, think simple. You know, that what Carl Deichler posted was plant 3 seeds a day. And I actually printed this out and I've been filling it out. I did not fill out today's, but I just kind of helped me, and it's really simple. And I know I have my planner and I take notes kind of all over the place, and I'm still trying to work on that, but just thinking simple like that. I just have to invite 3. I just have to add 3 new people, you know, think, you know, so sometimes when I feel like there was something else I was going to say. Well, I'm thinking, does anybody else have anything that they want to talk about? Any struggles? Let me see what Andrea said.
Nicole, I don't have a struggle. It's Laura. But
yeah, go ahead.
But I was listening. I have to look it up because I'll forget. You guys probably all know. But I was listening to National Wake Up Call from a while back. I can figure out when. It was from 8/24, so August 24th. And it was Megan Ewaldson, and it was about sharing the Beachbody opportunity. And she talked about how every month she does a sneak peek and their videos. And her approach is that she basically trains them to be a coach in a sneak peek. So like she spends a day on how we actually run challenge groups, and a day on how we do social media and stuff. And so if I was hearing her correctly, it's almost like you almost sell them on this idea because you show them how easy it is what we do, rather than selling them on just the dream, which I feel like is more what we do in the way we post. And they're all videos too. And it really got me thinking, like, if Team Fit2BHappy were to create videos every day and do that every month where we could plug people into, if that would be more powerful than the 5-day what is coaching where it's posting. So it's more like on a to-do list if it's something people are interested in. But I wanted to bring that up to the team, and just it was very interesting to me. It sounded compelling. So.
I love the idea. Videos are very powerful, and they also travel really far on Facebook, which I know doesn't apply in a closed group, but there's something about videos that people just stop and watch versus a picture they'll scroll right over. So I think that that's a great idea. And I think come up and have maybe different people do different days. I made a video of some of us, like why we like coaching, what we like about coaching, but I want to update it too because there's more new people. And so I I think showing videos like people to know like who you are. They get to hear your voice, they get to see your expression, and I think that's a great idea. And it's kind of like you're just talking to them, and we could do it through Zoom. Like you can record yourself in a Zoom chat by yourself if you don't have the capability to do it any other way. But that's a great idea.
Like this team, if we did like it, we could even brainstorm together like what the days would have to look like, what things need to be covered. And so that's a collective voice of what is actually getting out there too, It may strengthen us in what we do,
Absolutely. That's a good idea. Actually, I had written down on my calendar to try to do a What is Coaching group on the last week of October, just because I didn't have anything. And I really do like to try to get it done. I do have a script that I think is pretty good, but I love the idea of trying to do some videos. And what I've done is there's one day where it's a bunch of videos from different people, and some of them are just mostly they're high up people, and my goal was always to recreate those videos myself. But I kind of like this idea better, where we touch on different things each day. We can still do a word post if we want, and then have the video in addition, or just have the video if that works. But I think that's a great idea.
I would advise if we do it, maybe if people do want to listen to that call, it may give them a reference. So
I think I did listen to it, and I'm gonna listen to it again because I remember her talking about it, and I think I was driving, so I don't think I have notes on it. But I think that that's a great idea. I'm gonna go back and listen to it. It was August
24th.
Okay, I am gonna listen to that. 24.
Having something like that in place would be so good to have. Like it could be something that runs for multiple months. Like 6 months down the road, we decide, hey, we want to add this or we want to change this. Like, but just having those systems in place is like so key, and everyone can create them, and everyone can run them, and that would be definitely a great thing to have, I guess, as a team for sure. Good idea.
Great idea. Way to go, Laura. Anybody else want to add anything? Let me see. Andrea said something. Yeah. Andrea had said to us all that she didn't invite someone because she was afraid she didn't think the person would, like it, or was afraid, and that person signed up, and that's actually happened to me too. So you just never know, and it's us getting in our own way. And I know you guys have all heard it a million times, but what some of the higher up coaches do say, and I can't remember who said it, maybe it was Dave Ward even, he said, it's not easy, but it's simple. Being a coach is very simple, but it's not easy because you get in your own way. So just think simple and get back to the basics. And that's really just my advice. Especially, I know what I was going to say. So for example, when my best month this year was August, I hit Success Club 20, and how I did that was by inviting. I literally had something to invite to. I was doing the 2-week Shakeology trial, that 3-day read, and that was the challenge pack that month. So it wasn't a fancy script. It wasn't a big deal. I just sent this basic email, and I changed the first line every time to be personal. And I went through my list of Facebook, jotted down names of everybody. And sometimes when I saw a name, I thought of another person. I just jotted out a messy list. And I went through and emailed or Facebook messaged each of those people, like 40 or 40-something invites. And it really didn't take me that long because I had a set script. And some of them never wrote back, and some of them did. And what was interesting was a lot of the people I wrote that did an event and invited them to the event in Facebook, and a lot of the people accepted and ended up buying the challenge pack, and a lot of them are sticking with Shakeology still. You know, some have quit. Actually, one person returned it and won't respond to my calls. I don't know why, but you know, it happens. But yeah, I invited, and I didn't waste time with the little things. I just spent time on that, and I got a lot of yeses. So.
Wait, can you explain that one more time? I'm sorry, I missed something. Something cut out. You said you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. I think
so. I had a challenge group, and it was a 2-week Shakeology trial, and then it started with a 3-day refresh, and that was the challenge pack promotion that month. So it was only $140. I sent an email out. Well, first what I did is I looked through my list of Facebook friends, the whole list, and then I jotted down names of people that I thought would, you know, be interested, or someone I've talked to before, and it was probably 40 something names. Then I created a simple email that just explained it and said, is this something you'd be interested in? Would you like to join me? Something like that. Each one off with their name, and then a simple, if I didn't have anything to connect with them about, I mentioned the weather or something, but something personal, and I sent it, or I Facebook messaged it. And I got some responses. I didn't get anyone that responded back saying yes, definitely. I got a few people that were like, maybe. Responses. Then after I did that, I created an event for it, and I invited everyone that I always invite, which included those people because they're on my Facebook. And a lot of the people I had sent an email to, once I invited them, it's like they heard it twice. So a lot of them accepted and joined the group. And that's how I got such a big, I signed 2 coaches out of it. You know, it worked really well. So it's just an idea of, you know, hitting them at 2 angles. Sometimes people, you know, they say it can take 7 times. Yeah. So hitting them at different angles, sometimes they need to hear it more than once and really digest it. Does that help?
Yes, definitely. Because I'm guilty of like only doing the Facebook invites sometimes. Like I'm so bad with like actually like emailing and inviting. So it's definitely something I
Me too. And it was easy for me to hide behind the screen. So I know, you know, Todd's big on like reaching out and talking to people, and that does go a long way. But it was easy for me to copy and paste, and it didn't take a lot of time, but I felt like it was somewhat effective. So it's something you could try.
Yeah.
And going through your list, sometimes you forget. Yeah, I'm friends with you.
Right. True.
Anybody else?
I do better with one-on-one. My problem is finding people.
I know, it's hard.
Yeah, and after you exhaust your Facebook, you know, list, it's kind of trying to find somebody new and fresh who you can really talk to. So I'm working on that right now.
Well, one thing I did hear, again, it was something, one of the guest speakers that Todd had, and Crystal Carmatz, I think, she spoke about how she looks at her husband's friends, or she searches in friends of friends who live in Rockville or wherever you live in, or friends of friends who like something,
Yeah.
you know, and she found people, and if they had someone in common, she would actually friend them. And a lot of them, I think she just, if they friended her back, great. If she would leave the friend request, because you can get in Facebook trouble for that. But a lot of them, once they accepted, she would message them so they didn't think that she was weird, and just say, hey, I noticed that so-and-so is your friend. You know, when was the last time you saw him? Or your kids are really cute, or I've heard about you before. You know, something to that effect that's not creepy, but just being friendly. And the benefit to that is you don't have to necessarily keep talking to them, but they'll start seeing the feed. Oh yeah, Laura just posted the link. You should check it out if you didn't see it. That's that I have done that yet, but I have searched and found some people. Yeah, it was really helpful. That girl is very inspirational too. So, and she just does not care. And we shouldn't either. But she's like, nobody cares. So why do you care? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like nobody cares that you're asking. Nobody's about it, but you are.
Which is where years of personal development come in.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
all need to learn not to care.
Right. Exactly. Do you think that's something you could try to do, Johanna, in addition to trying to find people?
Yeah, I've been doing that, and today just happened to be looking at my old messages, and somehow I missed one from January. I was not friend with that person, but somehow it doesn't show up in your main messages, so you have to actually look at all messages. And I reached out to her and apologized for not getting back to her. And now, we're having a conversation about the 21-day fix. So I'm talking to her this weekend. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm trying to just basically expand just my friend list.
That's awesome. And, I'm guilty too. I shouldn't even say this. I never made a contact list. You know how they tell you to make that list of 100 people? I never did that. I was like, I'll just rely on Facebook. And I'm so mad because there's so many times when I want to go over that list.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I should have listened. So it's, literally do what people tell you to do and you'll be happy. You'll be thankful because there's so much guidance with this business, but we just have to open our ears and listen.
I just wanted to mention we have one more spot on our team. So if anyone needs a team, it's Megan, myself, and Rachel.
Oh, that'd be great. That's awesome. And if anybody on here, speak up. Or I can talk to my coach. I know Tracy O'Brien. I'll talk to some of my coaches that haven't gotten on a team yet and see if somebody would join you guys. But keep working just as if it's the three of you, and keep working towards it, because we'll find someone to add for you, and make sure.
I'll talk to my coach, Jessica, too. I know she's had to work like a bunch of nights in a row. She's a nurse and she's been working overnight. So we've been like on opposite times to communicate. So I know she hasn't been on Facebook a lot, but I know she wanted to do something too. But I think she's missing all these messages because she's, on opposite times from us. So I'll talk to her too.
Great. Oh yeah, I know she was one person that was on the list with the conversation. So that'd be great. And that would help, it's always good to get new coaches in there. So give you another minute. Anybody else? Anything? No. Well, I guess I will just close in just saying 3 vital behaviors. Wake up tomorrow and just work on those 3. Just think about inviting. Don't think about your follow-ups. Those will come. Like, you'll do that. I think will come naturally, but the inviting is the hardest part. It's like eat that frog, we all push it away because it's scary, but drink your shake, do your workout, do some posts, post some things. Don't worry about how much you're posting or how perfect it looks. Just do it. Put a filter on it and just go with it, or don't put a filter. Doesn't matter. And, just keep it simple and excuse me, and remember those things, and everything else should fall into place. And find, Star had shared an image in our group, and if you search personal development in our team Fit to Be Happy, there's an image that she shared that says, if you're struggling with this is a good book for you. One might be financial, one might be self-discipline, one your greatness, like how your self-worth and that sort of thing. So check that out. There's some really good ideas on there. So thanks, Star, for sharing that. All right, well, if there's nothing else, we might as well all get off the call now before we get cut off. But we will see you next week on Wednesday, hopefully, and Lauren should be back then. So meanwhile, just keep doing what you guys are doing. You're all awesome.
Thanks, Nicole.
All right, bye.
Thank you, Nicole.
Sure.